live trading webinar by Precise Trader.
You might be exhausted. Some of you still, I think, like staying at home, maybe, try to use the time fruitfully. Okay, in fact, the market has been, okay, let's start the thing. Do take note of the risk disclosure. Okay, this is going to be purely for education purpose, and also be aware that you know what you are doing, especially if you want to go into live trading or you want to put in the money. Okay, now let me change the screen. See, in fact, what I wanted to say was, in fact, the market has been pretty very quiet, very dull in Forex market, especially since yesterday and today. Okay, sometimes this does happen, and that's we have nothing. We can't complain. What we have to do is, of course, we have to carry on with it and try to make the best out of it. But and the futures are doing very well. In fact, the Dow Jones, Nasdaq, S&P, they are having a very big move, and we feel that the Dow Jones all is going to turn around. It means all these days, it was having a huge move up, even though we're having so much of COVID-19 crisis and lockdown all over the world. And yet, the stock market was making new highs and highs, but now we feel that it's turned. But anyway, if we have the time, then we will go on to that. Now, looking at this market, okay, now what I feel is, okay, the yen crosses just started to move. Okay, the dollar yen. So the yen has started to move and is coming down. Then this is worth considering, because I feel there is a strong momentum on the downside. Then Aussie dollar is also down, and dollar CAD is also down, and Kiwi dollar. So this four is worth considering. Okay, now looking at this, the same way, what we do is look at the system, then we decide what to do first, then after that followed by our entry. Not entry comes last. After that we decide on the target, stop loss, then entry. Then finally we verify with the chart, then we are good to go on the trade. So let's look at dollar yen. Okay, dollar yen, I'm looking to short. Okay, I'm looking to short. So the trend in the near term, it looks pointing down. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is the yen, dollar yen. Right now, it's trading at 107. So the high is at 107.10, and the low is 107. That means this is for the this is for the current time belt. But if you look at overall on the daily, okay, the high has been at 745, and now as 107, and I think is right now is trading near the low. Okay, let's decide where is our exit, target, and stop loss, then entry, right? Okay, now the target I'm looking at is somewhere 106.60. Okay, 106.60. If it breaks, then definitely we can see 106.25 and 106. Okay, these are my targets, right? Right. I suggest you write it down. 106.60, 106.25, and 106. Okay, and my stop loss would be at 107.35 and 10.35, that means 40, and 107.55 or 60. Okay, then we can decide on the entry. Okay, let's verify it with a chart. Let me change the screen. Okay, right now I think it's coming down. Overall, looking at this chart pattern, what we feel is, in fact, it's starting to break down. Okay, let's do this trade. Huh? Okay, just give me 1 minute. Okay, it's got some downward pressure towards 106.90. Of course, if it breaks 106.70, then it might go even lower. So 106.70 is the key level to watch. Then we are a seller. Then our stop loss, I told you, is above 107.35. Okay, which is right, 35 and 55. Okay, I think that should be okay. So now let's try to take this trade. Okay, 107.10. I don't know whether we are going to get this. Let's try because it's already moved. But okay, this is a scalping entry. Okay, we try to. The maximum high I'm looking at is 107.45. So put it as 50. Okay, so I got to make sure that this is the stop we need to put. Anything above that then would be a high probability trade setup. Okay, now we look for a sell. Okay, this is again one lot. Okay, we'll try to sell at 107.10. 107.55 is a stop. Then we'll plan to exit at 106.70. Okay, then this validity is until 11. Okay, so what we can do is, okay, you can key in if you really because right now the move already started. In fact, the move already started, so we should have entered at slightly above. Okay, let me see one more time. Okay, if you don't want to miss the move, then maybe you can go in half lot at 107. Okay, you put a stop at 107.35, and again this is 106.70. Okay, we can this one you try to enter. This is near the market, and this is just expiry. Just put it about 1 hour later. Okay, so the next trade I'm looking at is, see, since it's Aussie is weak, we can look to sell Aussie yen because see the Aussie dollar is weak and the yen is strong. So Aussie yen will give us a good returns. So let's verify that again. You see, so this is all worth considering. All the yen crosses are good bet. So probably we can pick Aussie yen, CAT yen, and New Zealand yen. Okay, let's do Aussie yen. Okay, Aussie yen. Okay, I'm looking at about 68.30 or 68.20 is the target. Okay, right now is 68.75. So I'm looking at about 68.30. Okay, 68.30, that means we have about 45 pips move. And stop, I'm looking at 69.15 to 69.40. Okay, 69.15 to 69.40. Okay, let's verify that with the chart. Okay, Aussie yen. Okay, we have a support at 68.55. So if it breaks 68.55, then we can see even lower. Okay, that is the 67.80. Okay, so now let's okay. So again, looking at this pattern, okay, we feel that this is definitely going to test this low, right? So we feel there's got more room to test the low, and let's try to take this trade 60. I don't want to miss this trade. I put at 68.90 and 68.90. Swin, help me to enter this trade also. Okay, Aussie yen. Okay, we try to sell about 10 pips higher, and the high I'm looking at is 69.35. Okay, the maximum. Sorry. Here is 69.55. Okay, 69.55 to between 69.35 to 55. So we have two types of stops, So one is conservative and one is a standard stop loss. So the standard stop loss I'm putting is about 69.55. Conservative is 69.35. Okay, so now this one is want to do a limit sell, one lot. Okay, entry we are going to enter at 68.90. And we put 69.40 and 68.50, 50 or 55. So if you think, see what we can do is this trade, if it really breaks on the 68.55, then I'm expecting it to see lower towards 67.80. So what you can do is, instead of this, putting this as a scalping, change it to a momentum trade. So that means, like we want to hold the trade until this. So I give you two price target. One is 68.50 and another one is 68.20. So you have about 70 pips rewards on this. I think this is worth considering this trade. Yeah. So this is valid. Again, this one is because since we are trying to enter near the market, so you can just put about 1 hour away. Then what you can do is you can have another entry slightly higher, so but that means you try to enter slightly uh, better levels. It's about 70. Let me check. About 69.05. Okay. So this one I think we can hold on this trade at much lower. If you really want to fight this trade, probably near 68.20. But the only thing is we got to watch this trade and monitor the trade, and we have to see whether that 68.55 breaks. Once it breaks, then definitely I see much lower on this trade. Okay, let's look at one more trade, New Zealand yen. Okay, let me check. Let me change the screen. Okay, let me change this. Okay, let me check. In fact, before, because see, we started moving in and putting in the trade because the market already started moving, so we don't want to miss the move. But before I forget, you do take note that there is another data's out, which is core retail sales and retail sales, and one more is the job openings. So these are the key data to expect another 1.5 hour session. So that's also do take note on that. So now also looking at the yen crosses. Okay, in fact, you look at this yen crosses. Okay, New Zealand yen, this should be the best cross to trade, followed by Aussie yen and CAD yen. So if that's the case, then let's look at New Zealand yen. So New Zealand yen right now it's trading at 63.80. Okay, this is also near the low, 63.70. So the high is 64.20. So it's already like about 40 pips. And this is near. Okay, let me see how far I'm expecting. Okay, I'm expecting at least 63.40 to 63.20. So 63.40 to 63.20, that means we have about 50 pips move, 50 pips move. And the stop loss should be 64.20 and above, 64.20 or 64.35. So let's verify this with the chart. Okay, this is New Zealand yen. Yeah. So I think this is just testing the previous low, which is 63.75. It's near the support. So once it breaks this, then I'm looking at 63.55, and in the long term, okay, if you're really planning to hold this trade, I'm seeing much more lower by next week. So if you're planning to hold this trade, then we can easily see 63.05, 63.05 or even lower. Because overall, I feel that this market is got a lot of weakness, and we believe that this is going to break. It's going to break soon, and it's going to test at least 63.55 and 63.05. So early on our system, it says 63.30 was the level. So anywhere, that means we can exit between 63.50 to 63.30 or even 63.05. So we may see it today, or if you're planning to hold, then we can hold it overnight. We can still, but what I would suggest is, because coming to last trading day of the week, so I would rather not take the risk. Then maybe next time, we will hold for a bigger move. So now what we do is we try to enter the trade. Okay, we try to enter at 63.90 and our stop at 64.30. 34.35. Okay, 64.35. Okay, let me give you the figure. Okay, this is again, this is a momentum trade. New Zealand yen. Okay, remember the maximum high I was looking at is 64. Based on the chart, our system says about 64.35 and 64.50. So based on the chart is 64.35 and 64.65. So the maximum is 64.65. So probably we may want to put at 64.35. So now we want to sell again. So we want to enter at 63.90. Then our stop is 64.40 and our exit is 63.50 or even lower, which is 63.30 or even 63.10. So this is the risk reward is about 50 against 40, but this is a good trade setup, and this again, we can wait until 11. So if you have a chance, we can enter one more trade slightly above but near the stop. So which is maybe about 63.10. So that would be another trade to also consider. That means we have entry 1, entry 2. So then we try to yeah, this is 64.10. Huh? If we are lucky, then we can get this price. We definitely, if we are lucky, because there is a data out, so we will be able to get that price. But otherwise, we'll try to go at least one trade and do. See, the trading method, we look for the best opportunities. So sometimes we have an opportunity, we have to grab it. And also, if you notice, what we practice is we don't normally try to enter at the market. So we try to get the best price. So because we have huge opportunities, meaning, we look at like almost like about 80 instruments. So you look at it, now you see for the last 2 days, the market has been very quiet. In fact, I would say it's dead quiet. And in fact, now only the market just started to move. And the reason being is one of the reason is because I think the U.S. Stock market is making a reverse. So if it's reversing and if U.S. stock market is going to close near the lows, then definitely the yen and all the yen crosses would be doing well. So it's worth considering, and you can just enter the trade and monitor and see. Okay. Exit at 63.10 instead of 63.50. Okay, so that is up to you. See, that is where, there is no such thing as a perfect entry and perfect exit. See, what we do is we must understand that we are playing this game. It's a probability. It's all about probability. If you have enough patience, if you feel that, and you must also ask yourself what kind of trader you are. See, some people, they may be concentrating on scalping, some may be concentrating on momentum, some may be on news, some may be on day or swing. So if you know that this is the type of trade that suits you, then you can wait until 63.10. But like again, I'll just show you the chart. See what we look at the chart. See, you might be thinking, how is it, like we are taking the decision so fast, and And so looking at this chart pattern, okay, when we read the chart, we are able to see the characteristic of the price action. So if you look at this on the weekly, see there are huge supports, like at 63.55, 63.05. Then this is on the based on the weekly. This is 61.80. So, but on the other hand, this on the daily, okay, what this is telling us is, see, this is a pattern which we see. See, this is a range. This is a range trading, and how many times it has tested the top. So we have seen like it's already tested 4 times, and on the downside, okay, this is the 4th time. So there is a very high probability that this low may give way. Of course, it may give way and it may bottom anywhere, because this is the lowest low. So anywhere it can be, it can break. But today the scenario is if the US stock market weakens, then for sure the this cross will come down. Okay, because yen is considered as a safe haven currency, and usually when the stock market weakens, then uh, the yen will move, yen, Swiss franc, and gold also will move. So all these are correlated. So all this, see, we need to have this kind of views, basically by looking at the technicals, fundamentals. Then we have to see the correlations. So this all this jumbled up, then only you can visualize, and you can feel the market. So that's one of the reason, how we are able to do it. But of course, entry, exit, stop loss, all can be decided within a minute by looking at the dashboard, and also by looking at the trend map. You can decide what to do. But there are other reasons that you need to use in order for you to build the confidence. Any 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 questions or anything you want me to ask? For those of you who have been following us, following our signals, I suggest you take this trade. Okay, you enter the trade, and even we have cat yen we can take. So all those yen crosses, yen crosses. If you notice, okay, let me share the screen again. So if you look at this yen crosses, see, right now this is a 360 minutes. That means a 6 hour. Right now we are in the current time belt. This is the previous one. So this 12 hours. So in fact, even the 12 hours is zero, is all pointing down. That means this strength is expected to last for the next minimum 6 hours, or max, even until the closing day. So these are the clues we are getting from the system. So we use the system. Okay, the system help us to pick the trades, pick the entry, exit. Then of course, if you have the chart knowledge, then that would be another way of just getting your confidence. Any questions? In fact, for those of you, I do not know how many of you are trading in stocks, or have your money CX the the Dow Jones US stocks to the correction. So that means, we expect the market to test the lows. So once the correction is start. Any questions? Okay, just give me a minute. Oops. Okay, I think the yen, I don't know how many of you, the order got filled. So this 107, should have filled. So if it's filled, then you just give some time, just give until the US market comes in, and you should be able to see the results. Anyone wants to discuss about any markets? Okay, this a lot means, okay, this is uh, what do I mean by one lot? Okay, one lot means, see, what we do is, see, this is a money management you need to apply. So see, no doubt this we called margin trading. So what we do normally is, like for instance, like let's say you have an account 10,000. So when we mean one lot means, we want you to enter 10,000. That means 1:1. So that is what it meant by one lot. So if you have an account of 100,000, then you can go one. You see, usually, normally what people do is they put in 10,000. They have a standard account. Standard account gives you a leverage up to 50 times or even 100 times. Some brokerage they give you 100 times. So when you put in 10,000, 100 times, 100 times is about easily about 10,000 is about 1 million. That means you can trade 1 million value of that thing on the account. But normally we don't use leverage, but we practice putting 1:1 because we diversify uh, our portfolios in different things rather than we put in on the same basket. So we at one time, we'll be having like 10, 20 trades, open trades. So that's the reason we practice. We'd rather we diversify and use it than rather than, you just put in at, the same cross with the with the with the standard lot. Any other questions? See, like as I told you, in fact, I've been telling you again and again. So please, when we come for this session, try to be as interactive as possible because see, the more questions you ask, the more you learn and the more you iron out things and the more you become a successful trader. Okay, if you have an account of 1,000 and we want to enter 5 more open trade, then this money will be shared. Yeah, see, this is called margin trading. So when you open an account, let's say you open an account on a brokerage, you put in $1,000. Usually they will give you 50 times, 100 times of the amount you put in. So that's called margin trading. So you leverage your money and you try to maximize your opportunities. But at the same time, you must also understand that when you maximize, then the risk is also at the max. Okay. Any other questions? Or any other market you want to see while we are waiting? Probably I can just share with you this Dow Jones Nasdaq. Okay, just share with you this. See, like for instance, Dow Jones. Okay, look at Dow Jones. Okay, this is what I was talking about. In fact, if you look at this is a daily chart. Okay, looking at this pattern, this market has been a free fall. That means ever since this COVID-19 started, in fact, it started at February. The market started to fall. So it came all the way down and we had a huge pullback. We had a huge pullback. And now what we feel is this correction is already over. The correction is over. In order for us to get this correction over, the price has to close below 22,700. So if it closes below, then the price is expected to fall even lower, which is towards 20,000, 20,500, or it might even test the previous low. So the market is showing a clear pattern of a head and shoulders pattern, but we need to see a confirmation. But overall, we looked at this pattern and we feel we look at the price action, we feel that the correction is already over and we may test the lows. So the market has just started to exhibit this characteristic, and that's one of the reasons why the yen is also expected to move lower. If this market moves lower, then yen is also expected to move lower. Oil price will go high or down. Okay, looking at oil price. See, oil price is in a. Okay, let's look at this oil price. Okay, right now we are looking at oil, and now it's a similar situation. You know, when you look at the weekly chart, you know it has been all the way down. You know, then and in fact the market has touched a temporary base, but we cannot confirm that this is going to be a permanent base, only only provided if the price closes above 36.25. So in other words, what is going to happen is the price is going to move up, okay, and we may see the price hitting, then turn down, okay, turn down. But that so far this is the clue we are getting, but we are not very sure that this is going to be a long-term low or a permanent base. So the only clue we have is we have a temporary base here. Market is testing. Now is going to test the resistance and definitely is going to turn down. And it is either the market will come in down, it will be in a range, it will go up, or it may test the low. So that is, as time goes on, as more data are seen and more clues are given, then we will be able to conclude. But as it is for the time being, this is what we conclude, and we still feel this correction is still not over yet. Okay, that's the only thing I can tell you. That means, see, looking at this, the correction is still not over yet. So we feel that we may test one more round high, one more push high, then it may turn down. But for sure, this turn down is going to happen. When is going to happen? That probably it might have happen next week or the following week. But overall, this will definitely happen. And that's a clue we are getting at this moment, at this point of time. Okay. And anything else you want to ask? Okay, well, we are waiting. We can also look at one more, which is NASDAQ. Okay, the NASDAQ is also a similar situation, because see, sometimes we need to look for this kind of opportunities, because see, like as I said, sometimes what happens is sometimes the forex market is very dull or very quiet. So sometimes the futures or commodities will start to move. So wherever the so-called the move is there, then we try to look for that opportunities and we try to grab that opportunity. Okay. So this is this is the NASDAQ. So this is again, we feel that this stop is seen, and we feel that this is going to test, definitely, is going to test this low, and eventually I think it should break, because we feel, okay, let me see. Yeah, we feel that the correction is over. So definitely this this low should break, should break. It might break even tonight. So I mean, see, this is all a crazy market. You see, today is already 100 points down. So, okay, gold market. Okay, gold is also in a similar situation. Okay, let me see the gold. Okay, the gold, see, the gold is what has happened was it was in a range all this time, and in fact yesterday only it broke out of the range. So right now is broke out and is holding in a range. So what we feel is this break is a genuine, and we should see now the market support somewhere here and eventually push higher. So that's what we feel on this market. So looking at this price pattern, in fact, let me give you a rough projection on this. See, okay, let me see. So we should eventually, eventually should be able to see 1780 to almost towards 1800. Okay, if this break holds and it doesn't fail, but one condition is the price has to break above this 47. So that means if it breaks 47, we should be able to see 1780 or 1800. If it doesn't break this 47, then market may be in a consolidation or it may fall back into the consolidation again. So that is what is expected on gold. Okay. Anyway, any other questions before I end the session? So what I would suggest is like since this yen, I think right now I think the order should have failed. So probably you can just monitor the trade and just wait and see how it moves. Okay. Okay. So if you have no other questions, then once again, thank you for coming, and looking forward to see you again next week. And then enjoy your weekend and see you again next week. Thank you. Bye.
Please click to subscribe below. Thank you and see you soon.